Our first event today will be the boys' 3,200-meter run here at Frank Jost Field in Plainfield. Jason DeJoseph holds the meet record at 8:59.85, set 5 years ago. There is Brendan Heffernan of North Hunterdon. Next to him, Peter Fixler of Vineland, Tim Lear of Pingree, and Terry Fagan of Point Pleasant Borough. Those are the top 4 runners. 15 runners in this seeded heat of the boys' 3,200.
This is always an exciting race for everyone, the spectators here and, of course, for our TV viewers. They have an opportunity to watch one of the better distance runners, not only in the state, but possibly in the nation, in Brendan, who is having a very good spring. He didn't run indoors. He's our tall young man sitting in third right now, and he seems to be pacing himself. He's thinking of doing a double today, and we're going to look forward to that if he is.
A not too difficult double because the 1,600 much later in the program.
It is, Paul. What we have is a California start here, and the outside group just cut in ahead of our so-called seeded group.
Young man we saw a couple weeks ago, Len, Antonio Oliveira of Eastside currently has the lead.
Right. It looked like a slow pace, but he went through in about 64-65 for the first quarter. And as we know from our county meet, that Antonio does like to run in the lead.
He was a double winner at Essex County on May 16th, winning the 1,600 and the 3,200, Antonio Oliveira out of Eastside.
He does feel more comfortable at this distance, but...
Len Heffernan starting to make his move. He's right now just neck and neck and, again, comfortably sitting in third.
I understand that he's trying to go his personal best in this event. He's looking for something around 9:10, but he does have competition. Peter Fixler from Vineland is a very good runner who's sitting on his shoulder right now. I would say they're trying to feel each other out at this point, whether the pace is what they want, who wants the lead, and right now, I don't think anyone wants the lead. But they do have to be careful.
The pack still bunched, 15 runners. Included in this field, a young man with a very famous surname, Bob Keno, out of Ridgewood, and he is the son of the famous Kenyan runner, Kip Keno.
Well, a lot of people know the story if they've been following track and field. The Ridgewood coach made a trip to Keno's homeland, and he met the family, and the young man is staying at the house, and he is getting Americanized, and he came here for more competition, which he's getting. He's only a sophomore.
2.5 laps in the book. There were group champions named last week in the sixth. Going to break away from the boys 3,200 at this moment, and we're going to go check out some of the field events that are happening at Frank Jost Field on this day of the Meet of Champions. 2 laps to go in the 3,200 meters. Rob Reeder of Northern Highlands has the lead, followed by Heffernan of North Hunterdon and Fixler of Vineland. They are 1, 2, 3. Kano is about 15 meters behind, comfortably in fourth, and no one's going to catch them at this point for those top 4 spots, Len.
Paul, they went through a 4:34 mile, and Reeder tried to pick up the pace, try to break Heffernan, knowing that he probably is going to double, and wanted to see if he would go with him, which he is. And Heffernan is, gathering, waiting for his time as we come into a lap and a half to go.
Heffernan, the Group 3 champion from last weekend.
He's doing a real good job of pushing the pace. He should have done it, I think, a little earlier, because the last 2 laps have been in 70, which is a 4:40-mile pace.
Last weekend, Heffernan beat Reeder in the Group 3 championship by almost 13 seconds. And we are headed into the bell lap, and Reeder has about an 8-meter lead. It is Reeder, Heffernan, and Fixler, 1, 2, 3.
It looks like he might have broken Heffernan, and Fixler is a little too far back at this particular time. So we could be seeing a mild upset here. Reeder is an excellent runner, had a very good cross-country season too, but it is Fixler who's making the move after him.
Rob Reeder, only the 6th seeded runner in the 3200, and now Peter Fixler of Vineland is making a move. He is a good 15 to 20 meters behind at this point. There you see the distance between the two leaders. Heffernan is third, and he will be content to finish there at this point.
I wonder if Fixler keyed his sights on Brendan and lost contact with Reeder.
There is Fixler in second place. He's making a move down the stretch, but I don't think anyone's going to catch Rob Reeder of Northern Highlands.
And Reeder is going to hit an excellent time, the fastest in the state this year.
His winning time unofficially 9:09.64 for Rob Reeder out of Northern Highlands, who may have caught this field by surprise, Len, and I think you might be right. It could be that Fixler was concentrating so much on Heffernan that Reeder took everyone by surprise.
Well, it's a great race for Reeder, and to be a state champion can only happen once in a lifetime when you're a senior. It was a fantastic race.
Reeder's winning time, 9:09.87. Fixler of Vineland was second. Ring of CBA was third, just ahead of Brendan Heffernan of North Hunterdon. Morrow of St. Joseph's was fifth, and Bob Keno of Ridgewood was sixth.